And my journey with health started actually when I was born. I was born with a childhood cancer, Wilms tumor, where my left kidney was encapsulated with a cancerous tumor. And that was discovered at about 18 months old. My mom was changing my diaper, and my whole abdomen just like shifted. It was this large lump, and of course, as any parent would do, freaked out and ended up having a childhood cancer. And my journey of health. So my journey of health started pretty young in terms of needing some radical intervention. And I don't know if it was that or just the way that my what I'm drawn to, but I've always wanted natural things. I've always wanted to do the least amount of things possible to keep myself healthy, in terms of medicines and interventions and things like that. And starting off at 2 with chemo kind of gives the system a big jolt. But I think it helped me to appreciate my body and appreciate health, but also just I'm really drawn to natural ways of healing. And fast forward to about my late 20s, I was having a lot of chronic issues with bladder infections, recurrent bladder infections. And so with the cancer they took out one kidney. So I've had one kidney since I was 2 and lived and functioned normally, as far as I can tell. And but the chronic bladder infections were just really, concerning, but just very annoying and very much disrupting, my life. And I went through all the different tests and all the things, and it got to the point where I would go see a practitioner, and they would say, "Well, everything looks fine on the test. You're fine," But then I would know, my body would be like, "I'm not fine. Something is off. Something is wrong." And so, over the course of trying many different things and not really getting solutions, I one day said to a friend, "I need a homeopath." And I honestly don't think I knew what a homeopath was at the time, but somehow that word came out of my mouth, and somehow, luckily, my friend knew a homeopath. And so my journey began back in 2001, seeing my first homeopath, and going there for the bladder issues. And she asked me so many different questions and things I hadn't really even thought about or made connections with in terms of my health. Things about my sleep, things about what kind of foods I like, what kind of music do I like. And at first I thought, how is this going to help my bladder? But in the end, it was helpful to her, and she was able to recommend a remedy. And I had so much hope after I saw her, and even just speaking with her and having her listen to me for 2 hours, there was something healing in that process, to be able to give the history and to make some of the connections, but also I think just to be heard for that long, and not to be told everything's normal, you're fine on paper, when inside I knew I wasn't. So the remedies worked beautifully. I was on different ones at different times for different conditions, and over time, my constitution, my body, has just been working better and better. I no longer have chronic bladder infections. And if I do have any sort of issues with that, I know exactly what to do, what remedies to take. And for me, a lot of times, and I think this is true for a lot of people, the symptoms that we have, and especially the chronic things that come back, are usually my body's way of saying, "Hello, getting your attention. You need to slow down, pay attention, eat right, sleep more, have some fun, get out, be in nature." So it is my body's way of getting my attention, and my opportunity to stop and say, "Okay, let me rest, or let me call a friend, or let me see what's going on with me." The remedies definitely help me to find that balance, but sometimes I need to pay attention to other things as well. And so after that experience with homeopathy, I thought, I want to do that too. I want to help other people. I've always wanted to help other people in the different professions I've had. It's just a part of what I want to do in life. I love being a resource. I love being helpful. And this was such a like transformational experience for me that it just felt like a natural fit. So I graduated in homeopathy school. There was a local academy here in San Diego, and I finished in 2006 and had some babies and was raising a family. And also before that, I got my master's degree because I thought I was going to do something else more in the instructional design and teaching. But my heart was really with homeopathy, and so that's what led me to homeopathy. And since that time, I've been able to see transformation in other people's lives, which is so rewarding. And the reason why I really do this, I believe in this medicine 100%, and I feel like if people give it a chance, if people are willing to try it, they're going to be really surprised. And I get that a lot. People will come and sit with me for 2 hours and we'll talk about, their health and all kinds of situations. And then I'll recommend a remedy and they'll look at me like, this little thing, just this thing, that's all I have to do? I say, yeah, just start with that and I'll see you in a month and we'll see what your body does. And, sometimes people within the first couple of doses, they're amazed at how much better they feel. And it's a feeling of calm, a feeling that comes over that you're like, oh, I'm just handling situations better. Or the bladder infections have stopped, the headaches have stopped, my periods are normal, or I'm not going through that hormonal up and down like I was always doing. So it's just a very subtle, natural support for your body. And as I've gone on in this journey, I've also gotten involved in the homeopathic community. I'm the president for the Council for Homeopathic Certification, and it's a great honor to be involved with this organization. I feel like it gives me a chance to use some leadership skills that I learned, over the years in my other careers, and it's also a way for me to give back to the homeopathic community. I remember the certification, it's a national certification that homeopaths, it's actually in Canada as well as the US. And so a lot of times homeopaths will finish their schooling and then they'll sit for the exam. It's kind of our boards. And I remember when I was going through that process, and it was a grueling process. And now to be part of the organization, to be the president of the organization, it feels surreal. I was thinking about it the other day and I thought, how did I get here? Just from, I was a student and I knew I would continue with homeopathy. I knew I would want to be involved, but I just never thought that I would be able to be of service in this way, and then get to meet so many other practitioners and see how they practice and see just homeopathy around the world, really. So that's my journey with homeopathy and with healing, and it's ongoing. It doesn't stop with the remedy. I am on remedies now, and it's for different things. I'm going through perimenopause and getting to experience all of those things. I had remedies when I was trying to get pregnant, and remedies for my kiddos, and so as time goes on, I'm able to use different remedies for different conditions. And that's what I love about it. It kind of grows with me as I grow and age, and I'm able to share it with my family and my friends and my clients. And it just feels like something that it was just meant to be for me to share with the world.